Good morning, everyone. Happy January 20th. It's Monday. Lots of things happening today. It's freezing here in Corpus Christi. Thank you so much for joining me for Coffee and a Card this morning. I'm going to give it just a few minutes to let a couple people, if anybody wants to join us this morning, I'm going to give it just a few minutes and let people hop on. If you're new here, my name is Jana Edwards and I'm with Stampin Inc. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Corpus Christi, Texas. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I rejoined in 2023. I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from about 2006 to 2018 and took a full-time job and left for a little while, and I'm back now, and I'm excited because I just absolutely love Stampin' Up! Products. I've missed creating, and anyway, that's me. I've been married for 32 years this year. It'll be 32 years this year. We have 3 dogs and 4 cats. We have 2 outside cats, 2 inside cats, and then 3 dogs that are inside. So if you hear a commotion in the background, it's probably them because it's very cold today. It is about 39 degrees, which is really cold for us where we're at. It is going to be 27 or lower. We're expecting snow in Houston, which is about 3 hours away from where I live. Lots of rain. We're supposed to have drizzling and freezing rain tonight about 7 o'clock. So we're just, hunkered down and prepared for that. So anyway, we are going to be creating this week with the Wildly Flowering Bundle. It is also the Wildflower Design. It's the Wildflower Designs Bundle, but is the Wildly Flowering suite of products. The suite of products is paper, let's see, designer series paper, embellishments, stamp set, and die set. So we're going to be creating with all of those items today and again on our Creative Thursday live this Thursday. If you place a $35 order in my online store this week by Sunday, the 26th, I will send you the card kit to go for free. It will include 1 kit for each of the 4 projects that we're creating. We're going to do 3 cards, 1 card today, and then 2 cards and a 3D project on Thursday. So it'll include the kits for all 4 of those projects. All right. Let me go ahead. I'm going to turn the camera down. Let me see if I can do this without messing anything up. There we go. This is the suite of products that we are going to be working with today. By the way, did you grab your coffee? Coffee and a card. So grab your coffee, favorite drink, and feel free to chit chat back and forth with me. Leave me your name and comment if you're here joining me. I would like to know, I always like to know who's here with me watching, and talk back and forth. If you have any questions during the class, just let me know and I'll answer them as best as I can. I should be live on Facebook and YouTube right now, and I can see comments from both. Okay, this is the card that we'll be creating today. It's just super simple, really cute little thank you card, and it uses the flowers. We're going to be using this flower and this flower from the die, and then we'll be using, from the stamp set, sorry. So we'll be using the flower, the thank you, this flower, and then this little stamp as well. All right, we'll be using this die, and then the dies are really neat because they're like dual purpose. So this die will cut out this scalloped image, and then it also cuts out this white image. So when you cut out the scalloped image, you'll cut it out of the one color of cardstock, and it'll give you the inside image. So you'll have that to use in another project. And then we'll also be using this little label here. This is a single use die. All right. But this is the die set. So you have these really cute functional dies, which I'm in love with them. I could use them on probably every project. And then you have the dies that go with this flower, this flower, and this one as well. Okay. And I swear there's maybe not. Okay. So this is what we'll be creating. The suite of products also comes with this packet of adhesive back textured dots, which are really cute. We'll be using those on all of our projects as well. And then this is the designer series paper. It uses crumb cake, early espresso, misty moonlight, moody mauve, mossy meadow, and wild wheat. And then so you get six designs and 12 sheets. So that's 2 sheets of each design. So this would be front and back, front and back, front and back, front and back. You know, you get it. Okay. So it's double-sided paper, 12 by 12, and it is $12.50 for the 12 by 12. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and we'll get started. And I'm going to, let me try to zoom in just a tad. And my lines are straight. I'm going to get me a sip of coffee real quick. Let me try to fix something real quick. Let me see if it will let me. I was going to try and see if I could make this a little bit smaller. All right, how's that? And let me scoot my chair over so I'm in frame. I think the last time I did this, I was not in frame. Okay, we're prepping for everything this week, and I moved the craft room around a little bit, so things are a little out of place. I didn't get everything put back into place right away. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, also the suite of products comes with this really cute embossing folder. Okay, so we'll be using this today also. And I think I tried to pre-cut as much as I could today. I am gonna have to grab some blocks because when we were moving things around, I took all my stamps off the blocks because I didn't want to lose them. So let me grab a couple of blocks. All right. Okay. So when you get your kit, each project will have its own little envelope with all of the items in it that you're going to need. And you will need this bundle to create these projects, or you can just use whatever you have, whatever you already own. Okay. And I am going to have to cut out that more mustard piece and that other die. All right. So let me grab, a piece of wild wheat. I have a piece of white. Let me please. It's right back here. Paper trimmer. And this. And there's a piece of white. Okie dokie. Oh, and I need. Okay, I'm gonna have to get a piece of. Okay. See, I told you. We move things around. I like the floors get super cold in our house. It's very drafty, and so it gets really cold. So we laid a big 8x10 rug down this weekend, and that required us to move the desk and take everything off. It was just, oh, you're not even seeing what I'm doing here. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead. We have our regular, this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. It's the Misty Moonlight cardstock. So we're gonna go ahead and fold this, give it a good burnish, set that aside. And then what I did was I took a piece of 4 by 5.25 inch Misty Moonlight and put it inside the embossing folder like this, and then ran it through the cut and emboss machine. Okay. So we're gonna grab my mat here, grab some adhesive. Some adhesive down on this, and then we're going to adhere it to the front of the card. Trying to make sure we have about 1/16 of a border all the way around. Okay. That's for the inside. I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. Set this aside. All right. I'm going to take my paper trimmer and just cut a piece of wild wheat cardstock big enough for this die, which is Stampin' Up's website gives you the measurements of the dies too. If you didn't know that, you can click over in the description where it says more, and it'll list like the largest and the smallest die sizes. So this is 4 by 2.75. So I'm going to do about 4.25 by 3, just to make sure I have enough. You'll get a piece of cardstock in your kit also to cut this out. All right, now I'm going to grab my little mini embossing machine and my plates. We're going to need the number 1 plate, the 2 number 2 plates. All right. And we're going to take the scallop die right here. I'm going to go ahead and cut down the rest of my paper real quick so we can just cut everything. All right, let me set that aside. 4¼ by 3. And then I'm going to cut down my paper for, I'm going to use this other little die here. Go ahead and grab it. Hey Crystal, how are you? So this one is 3 3¼ by, we're going to do 2½. Okay, set this over here. We're going to grab our embossing machine. So cold today. I'm going to layer these together. Crank it through our machine, and then we'll get 2 die cuts. So see, you can use the inside, you can keep this for later and use it on a separate project for something else. Matter of fact, we'll use it one of the projects on Thursday. I'm just going to take your pick tool and just poke this out of here, out of the die real quick. This gives us our scallop piece. Okay. Put this over here on my tray. Then I'm going to take this next one and I'm going to center it where my flowers are in the middle. Stack that together. I'm going to have to re-center it here because it moved on me. Get this together and feed it through the machine. That one's done. Now I'm going to use the scallop again to cut out. I need the inside of that die in white. So I'm going to cut it out one more time so I can use the inside label. Okay. And then what you'll do is you'll just take this out, take the scallop piece out, and save it. What I do is I keep them all in the same kit, or the same, where I store my dies. I keep them all in the same container. I just stick them in the back. So that way if I need something in a color, I can just come in and grab it. All right. Okie doke. So now we're just going to start layering on our card front. I'm going to use my liquid adhesive. To glue this down. Oh, I always forget to put the cap on it. I did this the other day and it exploded on me, like all over my desk. I pushed it too hard and it just went all over the place. Probably be easier just to grab a new bottle, but there we go. Just gonna put a dot of glue on each one of the little scallops. Doesn't take a whole lot. Tie that back up, and I'm gonna grab my tweezers so I don't get this all over my fingers. I'm gonna bring it to our card base and just eyeball and center it. All right, then we're gonna take this piece and layer it right in the center. To give it that contrast. And then we'll take our designer series paper label and layer that right on top of the white label. And I'm going to do it with the flowers this way. If you use your multi-purpose adhesive, it gives you have a little wiggle room. So if you don't have it just centered, like that one's a little off, but it's okay. All right, now I'm gonna grab a piece of scrap white cardstock. Here we go. And I'll show you how I did this. I'm gonna go ahead and mount my stamps, which are right here. I need that flower, which is gonna take this one. And this little flower, which we can use here. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and mount. I need one for this stamp and the thank you. Anybody else have this set already? I need one more little block. This will work. Okay. I think I'm ready now. So I'm going to stamp, I'm going to use my Memento ink because we are using our Stampin' Write markers. Sorry, Stampin' Blends, the alcohol markers, to color in these images. So, where's my eraser? Coffee break. Okay. I'm going to use my Memento ink and just ink up my stamp. And then I'm going to stamp right here. Okay. Then I'm going to use it for this one. We're going to stamp this little flower twice. All right. Now, I know I cleaned my stamp cleaner. Let me clean these real quick. All right. I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, and Wild Wheat inks. Stampin' Blends. Okay, I'm going to start off with the light Gold Olive, and I'm just going to brush a little color on the stem and the leaves of this flower. I don't mind if it goes out of the lines a little bit, because to me it makes it look more like it's been watercolored that way. And I don't like to make the perfect circle either. So you just kind of go. And now I'm going to take my dark and just do some shadow over these darker lines here. All right. Now I'm going to take my light Misty Moonlight and we're going to color in these little flowers. I'm not trying to be perfect. I don't even, some of these I'm not even covering the whole flower. I want it to look kind of watercolored and vintage, you know, time worn. I think that's a butterfly, but I just colored in like it's a flower. All right, now I'm going to use the light Wild Wheat and just come in and give this, I'm just going to do some brush strokes because I don't want it to look like a circle, you know, I just want it to look like it's been touched by color. And then I'm using the dark to just come in around the bottom and give it some shadow at the bottom. All right. Then I would use this die to cut this flower out and this one to cut these two flowers out. I would put them in my machine and here it is. But I lost it. We would come out with this one and this one and this one. Okay, so we come out with those three little pieces. I'm gonna put these in my little magnetic bowl so I don't lose it. I'm gonna set this over to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my little piece of cardstock for the sentiment. Grab my, I think I used early espresso for the sentiment. Ink that up real well. I like to stamp off one time just to make sure that I've got all the coverage, the whole stamp covered in ink, and then I just re-ink it and stamp again. There we go. then I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm just going to trim the edge of this off close to the T, and then I'm going to trim off about this much so that I can create my little banner. Is that about right? Yeah, that's about right. So I'm just going to make a little snip here in the center, and I'm going to go edge to edge and just cut that little piece out. For the banner. All right. Now I want to move that, bring this over. I want to layer. I want to make sure that my banner is right about here. So I know that this flower can go here and that one's going to go there. And then this one will go like that. Okay. I'm going to put just a little bit of glue on these, right about there. I'm going to put that, glue that down right there, and I'm going to flip it over, and then I'm going to add some glue, some dimensionals to the back. Putting two right here in the center so that it will hold these pieces down, okay? And then one more over to the side. I'm going to add one to the larger flower. Actually, I'm going to do 3 so that way it'll hold these pieces up as well. All right. Then I'm going to take the backing off. You could also use there's a thinking about you sentiment in here. I think there's, yeah, sending happy thoughts, you've been on my mind. So this is a good, even if you need to send a sympathy card, it's a good, you know, stamp set to have because it has those sentiments in it. We're going to layer this right about there. Okay, I'm going to grab, I love the colors too. It's very, you know, the colors are very wintry. See, I picked up, this is terrible. There it is right there. I'm going to grab some twine. This is a neutral twine, and I'm going to create a double bow with it. And you've seen me do this probably several times. Just going to take a long strip, cut it, and then I just double it up. Just like this. Just make a double piece. like this with a loop at, you know, the fold over at one end, and then I'm going to take and just create my little bunny ear, come around the front, through to the back, pull it to make my bow. And then I'm going to clip this end that has the loop in it to make my two little tails. All right. Try to fix this a little bit. A little twisted on me. All right, I'm going to grab a glue dot, put that on the back. And we're going to put it right there at the bottom. Take my scissors and I'm going to just trim those ends. Then I'm going to grab our cute little adhesive dots and I'm going to put a larger one right about here, and then I'm going to use two of the smaller ones. I'm going to put one there and one up here. Okay, there's the outside of the card, and now I'm going to do the inside. You have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp the little flower on the inside using Memento ink and then color the flowers in again. I'm going to ink up my stamp. Use this side. And then I'm going to stamp the image. I'm going to grab the crumb cake ink. Oh, no, wrong color. That's Moody Mauve. I'm going to grab the crumb cake ink pad and where's my, there it is. I'm going to stamp off. I don't want the ink to be full strength, so I'm just stamping off my image, and I'm just going to put a little grounding stamp there. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my light misty moonlight again, and we're going to color in these flowers one more time. Zoom in so maybe you can see what I'm doing here. I'm not really even coloring some of these all the way. I'm just kind of making a dot or a little splash of color inside the flower. Like I said, I want it to look a little vintagey, like, you know, it's watercolored, or, and I'm going to color that butterfly. That image right there is a butterfly. I just figured that out. I just noticed it. So let me do this one here. let's color him yellow. What do you think? Okay. Now I'm going to grab my green. And do the stems. And I'm going to take some adhesive on the back. Grab our card. Oh, let me zoom out real quick. You can see what I'm doing. There we go. And there we go. There is our card for today. Okay. Very cute, very simple. I love the paper. I love the dies. I just really I'm enjoying using this set. So come back on Thursday. You can come, if you come back on Thursday and join me on Thursday, we're gonna create this cute little gift box. We will create this little card and also this card with the set. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for a coffee and a card, and we will see you Thursday. Okay. Bye-bye.